Good morning, 5th graders. This is your lesson video for Monday, April 20th. Now, unfortunately, I just went through your packets again, and somehow, I don't know how I did it. I make mistakes all the time, but this is a pretty big one. I didn't include your articles. Well, luckily, there's only 4 pages worth of articles that aren't online, and everything else is online, which you'd probably rather read online anyway, since the pictures are so much better. So I'll take pictures and post pictures of the articles. We're going to read those together in videos anyway, so you can read them with me. And then the ones that you're going to be reading independently, I'll post the link for. So you should have already written down things you already know about planets, as well as some things that you hope to learn. So right now we're going to focus on our reading. We went over this yesterday, or went in the previous video, the introduction. We're going to read inner planets and mark the information on our chart. And then tomorrow you're going to be working on your videos and adding information to the chart. And we're focused on evaluating the features of the different planets. All right, so in our first activity today, we're going to read the leveled text, inner planets. If you have it printed out, you're welcome to be highlighting and writing on it like we normally do. I'm going to have to use my textbook, so I'm not going to be writing in that one. And then we're going to be marking or answering our information. So the question that's going to guide our reading today is, how are the inner planets similar and different from each other? What are some of the key features or characteristics of each planet? All right, we're going to use our closed reading strategies like we normally do. So starting us off, look at your text features. What do you notice? Now I see 4 text features. Try to name each of those text features. So what's this text feature up here? Title. What's this text feature right here? I'll give you a clue. So it's a diagram. We have Mercury and Venus, which are what text feature? Subtitles. And then down at the bottom we have which text feature? Photograph. Not an illustration, because remember, it's real life. Then if you flip to the next page, you see 3 different text features. Let's see if you can name and explain each one. All right, so we have this text feature. What is that one? Subtitle. Another text feature, what do we call that one? Photograph. And then what about this one? This model shows a rover exploring Mars. Ooh, caption. Did you get that one? That's a tough one. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're just going to read through. Normally, like I said, we would identify who, what, when, where's, why's, and how's, or key ideas, and highlight them, but we're not going to do it since we're using our book today. All right, remember when I pause, the expectation is that you read the very next word. Our solar system has a number of orbiting around thee. A planet is an astronomical body that in space around a star such as our. The inner planets close to the sun are all balls with atmospheres of gas around them. Compared to the other planets in the solar system, they are significantly smaller. However, our own Earth is one of these small. So what was one of our key ideas here? What were some of the main things they talked about? So hopefully you said that all the inner planets are close to the sun. They're all made of rock, and they all have atmospheres completely surrounding them. And it's like an envelope of gas. While the planets are orbiting around thee, they're also creating day and night is when our side of the earth rotates away from thee. The time it takes for a planet to make one complete rotation is the planet's. It takes Earth 24 hours to make one, so Earth's is 24 hours long. What was one of the key ideas in this paragraph? One rotation equals a planet's day. This is going to be one of those key ideas on our chart. All right, now we're going to go ahead and read each paragraph. And I know your skill you're working on today is to pull out the information and put it on your chart. So we're going to read one paragraph and we're going to write the information on the chart, and you can write it as I write it. Mercury is the closest planet to the sun and is the smallest of the inner. Mercury is covered with, or shallow holes, that were made when the planet was struck by outer space. Mercury can get very hot, hot enough to melt. The daytime temperature can rise to about 425 degrees Celsius or 797 degrees Fahrenheit. At night, however, it can get as cold as 150 degrees below 0 Celsius, 238 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit. The big range is due to one day on Mercury is about the same as 59 Earth. One night is about that long too. It can be very cold with no sunlight for 59 days, and it can be very hot, so near to the sun for 59 more. All right, so we're going to find our chart, and we're going to go to our very first section on the chart. We're going to find where it says Mercury, right here. And we're going to pull out our key ideas. So first off, what did it say about all the inner planets? What are they all made of? And what do they all have around them? All right, it's made of rock, and it has an atmosphere. Now make sure you're leaving lots of room, especially on the unique features, because as we get into our video, you're going to add even more ideas. So don't write your ideas huge. Don't try to take up all the space now. Okay, so unique features. The first one said temperature. So we're going to find where it said temperature. It said 797 degrees Fahrenheit. And night, notice that I'm just writing little bulleted ideas, is said 238 degrees below 0, negative 238 degrees Fahrenheit. It also said that the surface was covered with what? Craters. There was one more bit of information about the length of a day and a length of a night. You have to be careful here. It said both of them were equal to 59 days. So how long does it take for Mercury to rotate, a full rotation? Well, 59 plus 59 is how much? 118 Earth days. So one day on Mercury, it goes so slowly, we experience a third of the year. That's how slow that planet is rotating. Now, did it say anything about the revolution or the orbit around the sun? No. Do you need to know that this is the first planet? The order is important. All right, we're going to keep going. Venus. Venus, the second planet from is the hottest planet in our solar. It's also the brightest planet in the night. Its thick hold the sun's heat, bringing the temperature to 462 degrees Celsius or 864 degrees Fahrenheit. Venus spins much more slowly than. It takes 243 Earth days for Venus to spin once. It takes 225 Earth days for Venus to orbit the sun. That means that Venus's day is 18 Earth days longer than the year. Can you believe that? It spins slower than it takes for it to go, the Earth to go all the way around. So you have to remember that the orbits get bigger and bigger and bigger as they go out further from the sun. All right, so we're going to go back to our chart. And we're going to find the section that says Venus. And Venus was which number from the sun? Number 2. And we're going to write down, it also is made of what? We learned from the first paragraph. Yep, rocks, and it has an atmosphere. Now, what were some of the details? What were some of the details? It's the brightest planet in our sky. So at night, you can always see Venus. It has thick clouds in its atmosphere. It does give us the temperature, 864 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's daytime. And then it did tell us its rotation or day. It said 243 Earth days. And it takes 225 Earth days in a year. So it spins much slower comparison to the Earth, but it revolves much faster because the orbit is smaller. All right, we're going to flip to our next page. So we have 2 more paragraphs and we're almost out of time. So I'm going to go ahead and pause our video here. Remember, I'm not going to read with you every day, but I want to make sure that we're really clear on how to fill out our chart, because that's going to be your expectation for every day. Then I'm going to post a PowerPoint. I'll probably schedule a time to meet with you on Zoom, and we'll go over the PowerPoint and we'll look at your chart, and you can add ideas and information from your videos if you didn't get them added. All right, so stay tuned for the next video and we'll continue reading about the inner planets of Earth and Mars then.